Welcome to this week's MVP segment on High School Cube News. I'm Beth Long at Loyola Academy, where the Ramblers are 11-1 on the season and ready to face Stevenson in the state semifinals. This week's MVP is one of the defensive standouts, Charlie Pontarelli. Just came off a big win against Maine South, incredibly big for the defense, shut them out. It's the first time Maine South's been shut out in a very long time. Yeah. What was going right for you guys?
Everything, all phases of the game was going right. Obviously our defense was playing, we played great in the playoffs so far, and our offense really came together, and there's nothing like shutting out Maine South, and our offense basically played throughout the entire third quarter, so that really helps in the shutout when they get like a 16-play drive or something like that. So that was incredible.
You mentioned some things are coming together for the defense. What are those things that are coming together at this point?
Just general trust. A lot of times early in the season we had some points scored on us because we were just trying to do too much because we didn't quite trust each other yet. But when you trust that the guy next to you is going to do his job, you tend to only do your job. And I think we're really starting to trust each other as a unit, and that really helps out.
You guys are a defense without, a huge name. You have a bunch of really good players. How much does that work in your favor?
It's great. We don't have any, like you said, standouts, but everyone just comes together and plays, and we all rally to the ball, and it's huge.
How much do you think playing offensive line for a couple of years in the end has helped you, know what that offensive lineman is going to do?
I'd say it helps a lot. Just knowing the difference between different types of blocks and what's going on in the backfield based on how the offensive lineman's blocking, and it really helps on film. I can tell the weak spots in offensive line, and so I think it's helped a good amount.
Loyola's defense, kind of the calling card for this year and the past several years. What makes the defense special?
Well, I have to say the coaches. Our coach, Coach Hollisek, played in the NFL for 8 years at linebacker, and just his knowledge of the game, and the amount of different looks that we throw at people, our disguises, and I think it's all credited to our coaches because we haven't sent many D1 athletes, especially on defense. We haven't had too many, so I think it goes a lot to the coaches.
Speaking of, you will be one of those D1 athletes headed to the next level, going to play at Dartmouth. Why did you choose Dartmouth?
It was great. I went to for the whole Ivy League thing, you have to go to you go to a bunch of camps over the summer. So I went to Dartmouth and Yale. I checked out Harvard, then I talked to a couple other coaches, and I just loved Dartmouth more than anything. I just love the town. I love the coaches a lot, and I just felt at home there.
And the 8A bracket has been certainly a surprise for everybody involved, except for you guys, really. Loyola is the one, really top-seeded team that is in there. Taking on Stevenson next. What are the keys to that one?
Well, they got a lot of big receivers, so the keys are, sticking to those big receivers, taking them out, and, really beating up on them physically. They got a couple two-way starters, so that's, one of the big things is just beating them up physically and tiring them out.
What is the motto for this team this year?
Well, we break every huddle with state, so that's our goal.
Getting pretty close to that, too.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Loyola able to force a 3-and-out on the first. And a big rush here. It's going to be blocked. Ball is going to be picked up at the 8-yard line by Loyola.
Well, thanks, Charlie, and good luck this weekend against Stevenson. Once again, Charlie Pontarelli here at Loyola is this week's MVP on High School Cube News. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's.